residents who litter the drains and remove manholes, saying a stop must be put to such habit. Joy, you know, we had this conversation briefly earlier. Should people still be told, you know, how to take care of their environment? Do they know, don't they understand the challenges, you know, of a dirty environment? We have, you know, our natural causes like flooding and all of that, climate change and the others. Why are we as a people?
Like we are the huge contributors.
Exactly.
To this.
We need to start acting responsibly. Joining us this morning is Sanitarian Marcus Joshua Olonwa. Is the Assistant Director, Environmental Health and Chairman, Research Committee of Environmental Health Officials Association of Nigeria, Lagos State Chapter. I will be talking generally about Lagos Sanitation campaign and then the tree planting that happened yesterday. But before we start the show, let's take the track of Mr. Governor of yesterday.
Given what we have seen, given the drive round we have seen today, it's rather very appalling and it's totally unacceptable, the level of environmental nuisance that we have constituted as a people, the level of refuse, uncleanliness, untidiness that we have noticed even driving around this morning. And so we want to use this to start the advocacy and the conversation around how do we not only bring back environmental sanitation, but how do we ensure that we can improve the physical cleanliness on our environment? How do we ensure that as a state and a center of excellence that we pride ourselves as, how do we as citizens take up our individual and collective responsibility at ensuring that we can make a better physical use of our environment? Driving around this morning on beautiful roads, we noticed people have removed all of the manhole that have been installed at strategic locations on built roads. These manholes have been removed, and we've seen refuse being dumped on these drainages, and a whole lot of them have been blocked. This is completely unacceptable, and it's a shame to people that are doing this. They do not deserve to be amongst us. To destroy not only government property, manhole that will preserve and protect your environment from flood, from environmental issues. What could be the commercial benefit that you waste and you destroy such investment? And so the Ministry of Environment and the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure are going to be setting up gangs. And if by whatever means you are caught, there are huge consequences to it.
Welcome back, Mr. Governor, there highlighting his observation of, you know, while he drove around Lagos yesterday and all the littering of drainages and the stolen manholes. Ajibola said something earlier this morning that, you know, people, you know, take out the manholes and still pour their refuse inside those manholes.
It's clearly a people problem. It's clearly a people problem. But do we, let me ask you, sir, do we have to get to this stage where we have to go through serious enforcement? What is the problem with our people?
Thank you very much for having me on this program. It's quite appalling and disappointing the way that an average Nigerian thinks or behaves. Actually, if you look at the issue of sanitation, it has been an age-long menace in this country, in Lagos State in particular.
Is it due to the population?
Yeah, overpopulation is one. Then, not really, it's basically anthropogenic. I mean human behavior, human cause. It's not ghosts, it's not animal that litter the street. It's human being. When you enter the vehicle, you see some people eat in the vehicle, just throw through the windows. Some people eat in their homes, have carry back and throw in the drain. And they think, they will tell you when the rain falls to wash them away. But not knowing that they're inadvertently affecting their own life. Flooding now is a major issue.
Yeah, it is. In
Lagos State and some other states of the country. Flooding is basically anthropogenic in Lagos State. What anthropogenic means human caused. It's the people's habit, dirty habits, unhygienic habits and actions that leads to this littering of environment and general environmental degradation. Flooding is just a signal. There are other signals we are already having, like the cholera outbreak we are battling with currently now. These are the effects of these bad habits. And that's why sanitation is key. It's very key. And to do this, I want to tell us, it's not only the issue of enforcement alone. People need to be educated. They call environmental and health education. Hygiene education needs to be done on the masses. People need orientation to change their knowledge, attitude, and practice. An average Nigerian, an average Lagosian, an average Nigerian doesn't have this etiquette and ethics of maintaining the environment. You just feel whatever I do goes like that. Maybe because of our background. In the olden days, our parents, our forefathers, they have massive land. The population was not as much as is then. So they could afford, when they peel their yam, they throw that to the environment. In then, it was basically organic products that they were producing. Yam peels, potato peels, name it, agricultural waste. Okay. And this goes to the environment and replenish the ground. But in our own age now, our own time, most commodities we use synthetic.
Plastics,
nylon, styrofoam. Thank God for the ban of styrofoam in Lagos State. You will remember that our own association, the Association of Nigeria, was at the forefront of the campaign and advocacy against the use of styrofoam. And thank God that styrofoam is gone and gone forever in Lagos State. Then you see heaps of styrofoam in drainages, on the road edges, in market squares, everywhere, and on playgrounds. People do their party and use styrofoam and they litter out the place, they fail to clean up. And that was gone. So all this leads to flooding. Now these are, like I said, synthetic products and not agricultural biogenetic products, synthetic products. And they hardly degrade. When I say degrade, they hardly get digested or used by the environment. So what do? They end up becoming waste pollutants. Pollutants in our waterway, on the ground, underground water supply. Flooding is just the periphery we can see. A lot of things are going on. Plastic pollution. When these plastics, nylon and the rest, these synthetic products, get washed through the drainages to the water bodies, like the rivers, the lagoon and the likes, they end up there polluting the water environment. Fish pick up these pollutants. We call it microplastic waste, microplastic pollutant. And one of our major sources of protein in this state, even in this country, is fish.
Okay.
We now end up eating this fish, and we get and some of them are even carcinogenic. They are cause of cancer, cause of other problems. So that is major thing. Okay. It's rather appalling. But what I think we need in Lagos State and Nigeria as a whole is reorientation.
Okay, that is where I'm going out right now. This reorientation, this advocacy, this awareness, this sensitization, whatever word we choose to call it, it's been done, which I have seen, especially by environmental health officers. I see them. What more needs to be done? Is it the method? Is it the language? What more, should be improved upon? And does it, when you do the sensitization, does it have a time limit or it is a continuous thing?
Thank you very much. issue of sanitization is not an overnight thing. It's like trying to change somebody who has gotten a wrong perception. The time you move into their psyche that they do it this way. So when you want to sensitize now, you have to go back and change that psyche, sanitation psyche in them. For example, we start from childhood health education or environmental education. When the child is growing up, should be taught that this dustbin is here, the waste paper basket is here. When you finish your waste, drop it there, then pick it. It is disposed of properly, not in drain. Many parents who send their children to go and dispose this waste in public drain. So these children already got in this mentality that is the right place, and it has grown over the years. Is this children that has grown maybe for the past 50, 60, 70 years, 70 years, and now become adults? And it's not easy to now desensitize them and remove that thinking, that orientation in there overnight. It's not something that has to be done strategically and concurrently. Thank God for Mr. Governor for his attention on the issue of environment. I really praise him and commend him. He's not only the people's governor, but the environmental sustainability governor, I'll call him. And environment is key. We are part of the environment. So why do we contaminate the environment? There's popular saying, so why need to use Yoruba adage? Yes, you can. It's what you throw into the environment throws back at you. The environment will take care of you. We are talking about advanced countries, the Western world. Go there, see the way to take care of the environment. Scenic sites, ecotourism, and the like. I people made the lie. They want to go to Dubai, they want to go to UK, they want to go to America. And
you're not taking care of your own.
And they're not taking care. Well, and when they get there,
they behave themselves. So what is the problem exactly?
It's still the issue of the orientation. And I want to say something. There's also a need for enforcement. And every Nigerian will not comply until they see that there's a level of enforcement. But
how sustainable
Thank you very much. Enforcement has to go along with advocacy. Not only enforcement. I want to say, like stick and carrot thing. Where I give them the carrot, they say a stick. Both of them goes hand in hand. And that's when it can really work. The sensitization, I can call it the carrot method. Appeal to their conscience, appeal to their thinking and the like. Then the stick has to be there, the issue of enforcement. That's why the laws are made. Like the issue of this sanitation, like the monthly environmental sanitation I'm going to bring back now. It's a very laudable program. Though some people condemn because they say it's a military-oriented program. But if there's any good thing we got from the era of the military, I think it's that sanitation. Somebody was saying, I was reading the paper, someone was saying that how do you deny somebody 3 hours when they're supposed to be in their business space and other things? 3 hours in a month, and not even a working week, a working day, Saturday, last Saturday of the month. Now, you want to think about it. 3 hours in a month to clean your environment, to make sure you don't contract disease, to make sure
it's not too much
you don't spend too much money on head bills and the likes. Is that too much? To me, I don't think it's too much. 3 hours, and the early hours of the day, 7 to 10. Then, you still also remember, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Last Saturday of the month, everybody was Let me just give you an issue. Some few years back, during the Ebola era, our association, of Nigeria, took to market sanitation. We now did what we call deratization of markets. Come and see the heaps of rodents, rats. They were swept from our various marketplaces. If you remember very well, it was shown. We're doing what we call deratization, using the ratting method to catch, and more than 100,000 of rats. Can you imagine rats spread bubonic plague, even typhoid, Lassa fever, name it, are spread by rats. And where do rats breathe? In sanitary environment. So if you now say want to take 3 hours, it's like saying it's worth 3 hours break, not to mortgage your future, not to mortgage your health. Is that too much? I would think in my right mind, if it's introduced, it should be a welcome idea. If most sanitation is it's a welcome idea by us, and it should be when it was enforced. Then you see people come out to clean the environment, and we're better off then. There were no more cases of epidemics during those periods we're talking about. So sanitation is key, but now to do it, we need advocacy, sanitation, then enforcement.
Okay, still talking about this advocacy.
Yes.
As an environmental health officer, in your agency, are there days assigned for advocacy, or is it done every day, of 24/7 around the year?
Thank you very much, my host. Now, advocacy is a continuous thing that is done by environmental officers. Our training, by virtue of our training as EHO, environmental officers, we have a health education component and environmental education component of our training. Every sanitarian is both health education training and environmental education training. It's part of when they go out for house-to-house inspection, which is one of our major duties.
Is it every day?
It's every day. And every sanitarian goes out every day.
Okay, every day.
They are the local government, they are the State Ministry of Environment, State Ministry of Health. We go out every day.
They go to houses?
House to houses to sensitize them.
Markets?
Markets,
schools.
places, to schools to sensitize. And apart from that, there's a particular unit in the local government, department in the local government, called Health Education Department, even the State Ministry of Health, called the Health Education Department. Their core duty there, what we do for what have here, their own officers and other health professionals, they go out from time to time, they print leaflets, handbills, and the likes to educate the masses on the need to protect their health and prevent disease from the environment. It's a continuous thing. It has to be continuous. It's not a one-stop thing.
It's just the residents are just being
They are
recalcitrant.
just recalcitrant.
Problem.
You know, every Nigerian, if you don't handle them with strong
Iron
hand, they won't comply. Look at the era of the military too, that have said handed over this sanitation to us. Then queue.
Yeah,
Who are against indiscipline? Who are you not to queue? But is it not supposed to be a normal man thinking that when I see the crowd, I want to enjoy a side, let me queue up? You don't until it was enforced then. So enforcement is key, man. Coupled with continuous advocacy and sensitization.
Okay, still talking about taking care of our environment. Yesterday, July 14th, was commemorated as a tree planting day. But before we begin to go into the benefits of planting trees, let's take this track of Mr. Governor.
Thank you.
Today being July 14th is significant because today is also internationally acclaimed as the Tree Planting Day. Gentlemen of the press, you were with us this morning when we started the tree planting exercise. We have set a target for ourselves.
And I think it still boils down to advocacy, because if I do not know the importance of planting trees, why would I want to plant trees? I mean, so can you educate us or educate our listeners on the importance of planting trees?
And then Mr. Governor said, I hope you know. I'm
Some
sure you all know about the
know.
benefits of planting trees. For those who do not know, we have sanitarian Marcus Olonwa here to explain to us the benefits of tree planting.
Thank you very much. Trees are ageless, like they said. An average tree can live up to 70, 80, 100 years and above. And before we were created, before the creation of, let me go a little bit biblical, historically, before we were created, God created the plants, plant, trees and everything before He created man in the Garden of Eden. He made the garden before He put the man there. And one of the instructions He now gives to Adam is tend, nurture, and replenish the environment. That means that the Creator, God Almighty, values environment. He gave us a clean environment. We say Garden of Eden was a beautiful place to be. A clean environment. And I now told the man He put there, maintain it. Maintain these trees, maintain these plants, maintain everything you need in the garden, even animals and the likes, in the forest and the likes. Now, that comes to the issue of trees. Our God is a marvelous God. The interaction between trees or plants and animals is a symbiotic type, symbiotic interaction. That is mutual benefit. Even right from our primary school, we are told that we breathe in oxygen, we breathe out carbon dioxide. The reverse is the case for plants and trees. They give out oxygen and take in carbon dioxide during the process we call photosynthesis. And that is the perfect law of nature. That the waste product we produce, like the CO2, carbon dioxide produce, is basically a greenhouse gas, like we are seeing now, a greenhouse gas, and climate change we are talking about. Now, when you plant trees, you are replenishing the natural regeneration of the earth. And not only that, you are prolonging human life. All of us were saying, in the days of our forefathers, they live old. They spend 90, 80, 100 years and their lives. Why?
Don't fall sick.
They live in a serene environment. They are close to their trees. Every village, every town has trees in their front. Every house has trees. And our forefathers, the village, just cast them out to the village setting. You find trees everywhere. So there is this scenic, apart from the scenic side, the health benefit. Carbon dioxide that have been released by our industries, by wildfire, by domestic cooking and the likes, is polluting the environment and causing the heat, what we call global warming, and climate change, which leads to climate change. Now, trees are there to absorb this carbon dioxide. And when they absorb carbon dioxide, they give us oxygen, which now, for example, if you plant trees, I was in a program yesterday evening. It was a church program, but it was an open air crusade. The program was supposed to start by 4. When we got there around 4:30, the outside where there was no tree was very hot. Towards the other side, the family, the house owner, planted a guava tree. And all of us rushed under the guava tree for protection, for shielding from that scorching sun. I'm trying to tell the benefits of trees now. I was looking at it, I said, oh, what a wonderful family. They have this in their compound. Apart from it, I also eye the guava plant, the guava fruit. So trees have both health, environment, social, and economic benefits. The forest is a major source of timber. The forest is a major source of many plants. All these are our vegetables, fruits, the abidum, what do you call the agbalumo abidum? It's from the abidum tree, cashew tree, mango tree, name it. All these we harvest. We use them for consumption. They are also economic crops. So trees have several benefits. Ranging from a health benefit. Most of our herbs now are from trees. Herbs, roots, and city bark. These are awokpa that we use to cure malaria. It's from the tree. The awokpa is the bark of an awokpa, the tree. So, but I don't know, maybe because we call it civilization. Everybody now, the urban, the city life, has eroded those environmental basic culture. Which will not tend to be archaic, but they are the core. That's why we're not. In the days of our father, nothing like greenhouse gas, nothing like climate change, nothing like global warming. But trees were in abundance, and they were protecting them. In fact, in some communities, they protect some economic and environmental trees and called it Igboro. I don't know whether you heard about Igboro before. Most of these Igboros are where our forefathers keep expensive trees, especially the ones that they know could soon be going into extinction. And they tell you they are forbidden forest. Most of the forbidden forests are they just attach some taboos to it that don't go there. But they have their environmental health. If our forefathers are so wise, to conserve those trees. That's tree conservation, plant conservation. But now what do? We have entered those forests, we have put down those trees, we have done those sorts of things in the name of city development, industrialization, and the like.
Okay, so what,
and it's fighting back on us.
What is your role as an environmental health officer? You know, what role will you play in encouraging people, to plant trees?
Thank you very much, my host. Like I said, it's usually advocacy and sensitization. We'll still come back to this issue of advocacy and sensitization. Encouraging them to plant trees. Then let them know the benefits. Not just saying plant trees. They'll tell you plant tree for what? Tell them the benefit. The health benefit, the environmental benefit, it prevents flooding. Don't forget, trees hold the soil structure firm. And canopies of trees prevent excessive rain from touching the earth, thereby preventing flooding, preventing erosion, preventing ground and water pollution. So the benefits of trees are so much. Then, the environmental benefit, the health benefit, then the economic benefit. Can we encourage people not just in the area of just planting shrubs or trees that don't have economic benefit? When we encourage them now, you can plant trees like cashew, guava, mango trees, where you can also get some economic benefit.
Especially now that we've been advised to plant what we eat.
To plant what we eat. In my little place where I stay, I plant some trees, like the pawpaw tree. So now I'm just harvesting. Planting. We just I want to wonder. We are blessed in this country. We are blessed. We didn't cultivate, not special cultivation. And this is, apart from we getting those benefits, the health and environmental benefits is also there. So we need to tell our people, let's sensitize them, that trees are for their own benefits. We also encourage them to plant economic trees. Maybe that will change their orientation. Because some of them are thinking, like this flower, what's the benefit of it? They put it down. But if they plant economic trees, they are even the ones that are protecting those trees from being encroached upon or fell down. So it's still advocacy.
So everything boils
it's
down
advocacy, but then we need to tell them the benefit. Like I'm saying now,
I think that should
the health benefits, the economic benefit, the environmental benefit, name it. So they're all there.
So can you tell us at least the health benefit?
Thank you very much. The health benefit, like I said, are heart and roots. They're on trees. And we use them to our modern medicine. All this paracetamol, artemether, and the like. In the area of chloroquine and the like, they are from trees. They are extracts from trees that are compounded. Most of our drugs are also using plant derivatives. And just the time I was watching one program online where the Western world are now converting ewuro, bitter leaf, into capsule. They made a bitter leaf capsule. And they told us the several benefit of the bitter leaf. And I told my people, look at, we have belief now.
We don't value it.
We don't value it. Now go to buy it with so much money. So that's the health benefit. So most of these drugs, then apart from that, when you hear fruits are products of trees. They give up vitamin C. So people who take a lot of fruits who suffer from scurvy, deficiency of vitamin C, and it heals rapidly. One of the also useful effects of vitamin C is that it helps rapid healing of wounds and bones. It also ensures strong bones. So and all these things can be gotten from fruits, which are products from the forest, from trees.
I remember when we were little, you have a lot of fruit trees everywhere.
Fruit trees.
And children will be climbing to plug, and the owners of the trees will be chasing them away. Now we don't even have that anymore.
Those are no longer there.
No trees to climb.
No trees to climb.
Okay, just before we go, I want us to go back to this issue of sanitation. Are there any penalties in place for individuals, organizations who violate, environmental sanitation?
Thank you very much. when the decree, during the military act was decree, an edict. There was this Sanitation edict of 1985. Then that prohibits violation of the environmental. In our public health law, autonomous law, there's also laws that prohibit from polluting the environment. When you violate it, that's why the environmental officers, we don't just go out to inspect. We are backed up by laws, public health laws and environmental laws, sanitation laws. These laws are there. And when the major thing is implementation. Implementation. The laws are there. The implementation, like the issue of implementation now, like in those days with customary courts and the magistrate court, they try environmental offenses. Environmental offense, according to the Nigerian law, is a criminal offense. You violate them, go for minimum of 6 months imprisonment. So there are laws. The issue is now is a bit of enforcement. And that's why we're there now. The environmental idea are key to hold this advocacy and enforcement of environmental sanitation laws.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Sanitarian Marcus Joshua Olonwa.
We have a Joshua here.
Yeah, we have a Joshua in the studio.
That's Joshua.
And there's another Joshua.
There's another. Where is he?
There's behind the camera. All right. Assistant Director, Environmental Health and Chairman, Research Committee of the Environmental Health Officers Association of Nigeria, Lagos State Chapter. Thank you so much for joining us on the conversation. I hope that you have learned a thing or two from our conversation of today. The program continues after this break. Stay with us.
Thank you.
Let the conversation